Ogre, my man, this man, he drives from Tennessee, somewhere in Tennessee, all the way to Denver, Colorado. ETH Denver, then boom, drives 12 hours from Denver all the way to Minneapolis, Minnesota, Wisdom Gaming. Baby, next day, we drive home. Ogre, 12 hours. The man's a beast. I love it. Lots to talk about, lots to catch up on, lots going on in the ecosystem. Last night, we were on Mythic Squad in Bout Life Podcast giveaway, and we had all kinds of people in there. We had, golly, tons of people in there. Little Bunny, I think, was the winner. She was one of the winners. And Luke ETH Walker, we had Doug Hype in there. It was pretty epic. Again, tonight, Mythic Squad's doing something. I don't even know what's going on tonight with Mythic Squad. I don't get it. Somebody needs to help me. Did you hear about? There's like this egg hatching thing tonight with Mythic Squad. Ogre, I love you.
Something about that, but I haven't really dug into it, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a crazy week and a half with ETH Denver going on, driving all over the country, and just having a blast, seeing everybody, man. Oh my gosh, so much fun.
I know. I'm so tired. I think we're both like zombies still.
Right.
So much going on. We also had a big, Fight Club is now in the Discord of DeFi Kingdoms, which is pretty awesome. And they had a tournament last night, and I watched Raph and Neindorf Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms, baby. And then tomorrow night we got About Life Podcast doing another big giveaway. All kinds of things going on all over the place. Skiller, baby.
Dude, the community is alive and popping.
It is.
Like you said, we definitely need to get something going on, like here in Nashville or in St. Louis there. Like both are pretty centrally located in the country. Might have to do a meetup. Anybody that wants to come, just come for a Saturday event. We'll hang out during the day, have a little shindig in the evening, and then everybody travels home on Sunday type thing. I don't know.
I love it. Let's do it, baby.
I'm down.
Yes. When we get our bearings straight, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to have the kids tonight. We'll see. Okay.
I actually had my son randomly because they're on spring break, so he came over for a few hours earlier. He just went home.
Yes. Hey, guys, all of a sudden the chat. Okay. I think the chat wasn't loading or something. Guys, I love you guys. I absolutely love each and every one. My people. Starbuck. Yes. Crypto Baby H. Zabu. Crypto Kong. Fistful of Dollars. Skiller. Wowee, baby. Okay. We had an AMA today. 2 AMAs today. And I think there's another one coming in a little bit, right? So takeaways. Any takeaways from our trip to Wisdom, ETH Denver? Go.
As far as Wisdom, keep your ear to the ground. Chef class is going to be the bomb.
We're going to have a chef class, baby.
Yes.
He's going to write it up for us on April. He announced also, this new class called the Chef. It's coming out on April the 1st.
Totally going to have SBF there in he was Chef Nomi.
I love it. OX Wowee was in the house. All kinds of stuff going on. So one of the things he dropped today is, everybody's been asking, hey, we want to test the game. Can we test it? We want to be your alpha beta test people. And he's built the beans. We're all going to be able to test the game. Boom, 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 boom. So it's like testing, because one thing he said, Pervy Sage, baby, he said at first, he said on Chaos Cast, what's going to come out first is about 1/50th of the game. And he said, no, it's not 1/50th. It's more like 1/100th of the game. He's been working 7 days a week, 12 to 15 hours a day, 7 days a week, without a day off for 6 months. And I was almost like, how about Christmas, Thanksgiving? Literally not a day off? Really?
Wow. Stop being so literal. And I mean, the biggest takeaway there that I love is just for like expectation management. What they're doing in building this PvP, it's not just PvP. This is like underlying code that will be a big part of the whole game, right? This PvE will also be used for PvE once it comes up, right? So they're being methodical, they're being slow, they're making sure that they're being forward thinking and building it all in properly, which is a big part of it. And I love the fact that they're opening it up so we can all test it, we can all play with it. We just need to keep an open mind and understand that this is like pre-alpha access, right? Like there's going to be bugs, you're going to find things wrong with it. There might even be bug bounties, who knows? To where if you find issues and you report them, like you get reimbursed somehow or rewarded or dropped into a raffle. Who knows? There's all sorts of stuff they can do there. That might be something we might want to come up with a few ideas and send to them. So I haven't heard them mention any sort of compensation for beta testing, but typically in the real world, beta testers do get paid, right? I mean, for us, it's the fun of being able to play with it early and figure it out and learn it before everybody else gets to play with it. So there is definitely some access and privilege there.
Yeah. I mean,
not trying to hit them up
he's so overwhelmingly worried, okay, that he desperately wants us to be wowed by the game, and he doesn't want. Yeah, Ian Workhorse. He wants us to be wowed. So he doesn't want to put something out there that's not like up to his standards, right? So it causes delays because he basically said he's done a full year's worth of development compared to what any other gaming company would do in developing a game. He's done a full year's worth in 6 months. They've got, I mean, his team, all his team there, we got to meet them all. They're just grinding. And so he puts a lot of pressure on himself, a lot of stress. He's stressed. But we're all like begging him, look, Pervy Sage, baby, just let us help you. Let us test this game. We want to play it. We want a test of the alpha. Let's test of a portion of the alpha game. Like,
right. We just want to make sure that all the people that are doing it are like positive about it, right? They understand what they're doing. They're not checking out the game, right? This isn't your sneak peek to the game to where you should go running to Twitter and be like, it's broke as fuck. This sucks. Like, no, it is. We know that. That's what pre-alpha testing is, right? So just gotta frame it properly and make sure people are respecting it. Otherwise, we may lose the access, right? If somebody like starts slamming it for this stupid janky game that we've been waiting so long for, when we're all well aware that it's not ready and it's all alpha access, but if somebody starts bashing it, then they'll probably take access away, right? And then we won't be able to do that anymore.
That's right.
Releases. So
that's
be careful.
Right.
The words hold power.
That's why he's so careful to not call it a game yet. Call it the test, whatever.
No, it's like pre-alpha release. I think is what I heard them finally come down on. It's not a beta, it's alpha, and it's not even really an alpha, right? It's like portions of the alpha.
Right. This is pre-alpha test net. Yeah. So,
but it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, but it's really awesome.
Super excited.
We got to test it out right there at Pervy Sage's desk. They talked about that today. Some of the guys came and tested it. Raph tested it, and we loved it. We're so pumped. Can't wait. And we were getting them all in a headlock to just get it out there. Like, let us test it. Okay. So he is just working like, and the other thing I was going to say, he's been working like a machine. He's put in a year's worth of work in 6 months. And he basically said the foundational pieces of the game, all of the game, like all of it, crafting and PvE, all of it, like the foundation has been laid. That's what he's been doing. It's like, and he said it's like 95% done. Okay. But then getting it, that's a lot different than getting it launched. But the hardest part of everything is done. The foundation is laid.
Sketching it all out, figuring out the economy,
That's right. Oh, I lost your volume, Ogre. We can't hear. Volume. Okay. That's weird. It just cut out all of a sudden. Huh. Okay. So he is an absolute phenomenon, just phenomenal anomaly of a human being. He's my absolute hero. He's a business guy. He can wear all the hats. He manages almost 100 employees. How many was it? I thought he said 27, and then he corrected me, and it was like something less than 100, but closer to 100, almost 100, I think, employees at Wisdom Gaming. He manages that. He's a business guy. He's hilarious. He's fun. He's witty. He's good on camera. He's a brilliant dev. He's like an anomaly that can wear all these different hats. So crazy. So awesome. Wonder what happened to Ogre. Also, totally had a nice little talk with, I wish we would have gotten to spend more time with him. That was disappointing. It was like we were there for a half day, basically, and then it was like, what the heck? But it's okay. So did spend a little time with Hubert. We were asking him questions. We're pinning him down like a butterfly on a killing board, baby. So some of the things I asked was, like, for example, like, is there anything else in the code at all, period? Is there anything that affects anything outside of what we know it says on percentages of things? Like, for example, if we hatch an egg, it says a 2% chance for Mythic. Is there any other factor that could possibly impact that at all? Let's say there's 200 eggs hatched in a row without a single Mythic. Does that mean we should all start hatching eggs because then a Mythic shows up? And he and I kept pressing, making sure, and so much so where he started explaining to me the code and how that's not even possible. So the answer is no. When leveling up and all the different things, the answer is no. It's just RNG. RNG is crazy. It's a 2% chance to hatch a Mythic. You could hatch a Mythic 3 times in a row, but each individual time it's a 2% chance. Then you could go 500 eggs and not hatch a single Mythic. So it's all RNG. You just and I was like, it seems like when people do their first summon of something, they always get a good card. It's like it hits, it mutates. Nope, doesn't matter. Stamina pots used on heroes doesn't affect them. I think we can hear you.
Can you?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, speaker died. Had to go get charger, fix it all. My apologies.
Got it. No worries.
I heard him say. I heard Hubert say, "Do what makes you feel happy," and the secret code was up, down, left, right, A, B, start, and that would give you unlimited lives. Just saying.
And Ogre did actually say something like that. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, the Mythic squad's out there being all superstitious. They got all this stuff going on. It's hilarious. And we were all laughing about it.
I don't know. I mean, the way he phrased it, Hubert's a very smart man. And he may have said something to you when I wasn't there, but every time I heard him answer that question, he left himself an out, right? So you could hear what you wanted to hear, but at the same time, I don't know, just the way he said things, it was very impressive. I might have heard things, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying that there are special ways you can do so. I'm not saying there aren't. I'm not saying that I heard him say one way or the other. That's all I'm saying.
Ogre. I think Ogre's just trying to fuck with y'all. Because, I didn't hear that at all. I'm just saying, left no outs at all, even humanly possible in the code to even imagine doing that, right?
Okay. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
I mean,
the bloater cap. The bloater cap is out in the truck. I forgot to grab it.
Hey, he had it out there, and ETH Denver, baby, repping.
I didn't wear as much as I wanted to because it was so daggum hot in that place. Oh my gosh! I heard later on that was like the stalls for the livestock expo center. Like they put all the horses and cows and pigs and stuff where we were. Some people apparently like got sick and stuff. I don't know.
Wow.
They're probably just crying.
Yeah, because it was really cold outside, and it was kind of warm.
I thought it was awesome. I had a blast.
Yeah. So, dude. Okay, how about ETH Denver?
How about ETH Denver, baby? I would recommend everybody go next year. It's freaking awesome. I would love to have like a DFK meetup during it next year.
Yeah.
So we just like rent out a bar and we all just go in there and throw down and have fun.
Yeah, actually have a DFK. It wasn't much of a DFK presence there.
No, there wasn't.
Except that last night was strong.
I mean, they were routing about and in the gaming areas.
Yeah.
They didn't have a booth, but honestly, a booth kind of ties you down sometimes, right? Like if you can only send 2 or 3 people and you have a booth, those 2 or 3 people are stuck at your booth and all they can do is deal with the people that come to the booth. Like they can't go out and meet other projects and network. There's a lot that you miss out on if you have a booth and not enough people. And I mean, they're not struggling like about to go under, but they being the team are being smart with their money, making sure they have ways to make it to the next bull market. So
yeah, and they said it's really expensive to get a booth there. That was part of it too, and they just didn't want to do that. That last night was an awesome night. Yes, writer. So Doug Hype and making connections with guys like Doug Hype, and
dude, I'm so glad. Like I knew as soon as I put you two together, it was gonna be like fireworks.
It's just like absolute fire. We talked. I guess yesterday we talked for 3.5 hours on the phone.
Nice. Not
yeah, crazy. So also what's the guy's name that works with Undead Blocks? The video guy, Diamond Hands. And he does awesome dude. We met just a lot of people with a lot of other projects. Christian Peter, had a blast with him, connected with him a lot, hung out with him a ton. Got to hang out. Yeah, he's the bomb. Tosh, hung out with Tosh.
Yeah. Man, I wish we'd hung out more with Tosh. He like kind of was there. I mean, he lives there locally, so it's like, man, I'll come over. And he'd show up a little bit, and then we'd get busy and pull aside. And yeah, it was crazy times, good times.
Yep.
Yeah, Tosh is great people too. And Diamond Hands, that dude, he's making some amazing videos. Have you been paying attention to what he's been pushing out, like content-wise about it? He's been doing good.
I have. So, and I tweeted out his interview with Dreamer, and Dreamer just clacked it out of the park. Was just like on fire. That's like the most on fire I've ever seen Dreamer. Like, I loved it. Man, it's awesome. Yeah, Dreamer opened up to me, like he on what he talked about today on the exchanges. It's hard making decisions, but there's a lot of really good options. But then I just didn't get to hardly spend any time. It was like chaos. And then we didn't really get to spend any time with the team much. That was a bummer, but the event was the bomb. The connections we made. Yes, that was awesome. Trying to think anything else. Doug Hype was spreading the DeFi Kingdoms gospel and was absolutely cracking me up.
Yeah, he was. Dude, that guy is a riot. Just to watch him like come up with these ideas and just do random interviews. So much fun. Like that dude is a blast.
He is like got a heart of gold too. He's the real deal. He's his character. So he's like such a rare find. His core values, his character, his ethics, his work ethic, and he's got the magic. It's just hilarious seeing him in action, man. We're like two peas in a pod. It's so funny. Like Ogre called that one 5 times over. He called it to a T, man.
Heck yeah, man. That's what I should do. That's what I do in this place. People ask that question. It was the most common question we got asked, I think, over there. And I was like, man, I don't know. I connect people. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I meet people who are like, ooh, yeah, you need to know this person, whether it's just on like a personal level or like business relations. Like, I don't know. That connector.
I know it, man.
Try
It's
to do
like, it surprised me how the depth of his character.
Yeah.
Because you take off the fur coat, the sunglasses, you strip all that down. He is the real deal. He's just putting on a show, having fun, doing his thing. It's like he just has fun with it, making fun of himself being stupid. I mean, that's a big part of his image. It's like
100%. Zero fucks given, like the baller image, like whatever. Like, yeah. It's great. But the funny part is, like, that's so opposite of who he is. Like, he's so genuine and authentic behind that.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's in all the interview. He's just like nonstop. He wears me out. I'm just like, how the heck does he just keep going and going and going and Energizer freaking bunny, man?
Right.
And so, yeah, he was telling me all about Undead Blocks, and that was actually the hoodie you were wearing, right? That was the game. And that sounds like
a fun game. It's a good first-person shooter, just zombie slayer survival type thing. And you earn as you play.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, and we talked about getting them on the channel sometime because we just hit it off with them. He did that awesome interview with Dreamer. And he's a gem too. Okay.
Kyle's a good old boy. It's funny. He sounds even more like Southern than me, but he's from Louisville area.
Yep. That's the creator of the project, basically, Kyle.
No, Grant is the brain daddy. Kyle's like biz dev guy / co-founder.
Okay, and then Diamond Hands just works for them. No,
Diamond Hands community member.
Really? I thought he was on the team. No,
nope.
I
mean, like they helped him get there and had him come so that he could grab some stuff. Like he wanted to go there, so they're like, "Yeah, we're going, come along," but they don't pay him or anything like
that. Yeah. So this is a good point here. So yeah, connecting. So one of the things that Doug Haidt talked a lot about last night was how important it is for the Web3 community as a whole to come together and create solutions to bring adoption, mass adoption, because there's several barriers to entry, MetaMask driving us nuts, things like that. And so how important that is. And so
hell, Grady thinks he's on the team. What are you talking about? Other people think he's on the team. You should have heard him trying to get in and ETH Denver. He's like, I'm here with DeFi Kingdoms. I was like, oh, geez, here we go.
Yeah, man. Hey,
that was funny. Fun getting you. That worked out. It was good stuff.
I know. I love it. Yes. And then last night, Doug, his second ever dark summon. Guess what he hit? So he summoned a thief. Yeah. He summoned a thief with an archer. Guess what he got?
Wait, it was a thief and an archer that he dark summoned with? I knew he got the spell bow.
He dark summoned a thief and an archer and got a spell bow.
What the dude with elite?
It was like a
too. It had the arachnid legs.
Yeah, with the elite arachnid legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. So he had like a 9% chance to hit that spell, but I guess it was in the recessive one of the recessive ones.
Right. Absolutely.
And so he's 2 for 2 on dark summons. It was totally epic. So Mosh, you guys, you got to explain what the hell's going on with Mythic Squad tonight. We were talking about at the beginning of the show. You're just coming in. Start it over. 1.5, 2x speed. Get through it. Catch up. What's going on tonight? I don't get it. Like, what are we supposed to go in there and buy our spot to claim the patent if it happens?
I don't understand. Hey, can we pull him up? Can you send him a link and just have him come up here and give us like a 2-minute commercial on what the hell's going on today?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now, baby. Mosh, get your L's in here.
Mosh, we got questions. We got questions.
Questions for Mosh.
I'll let you stroke my beard. Come on.
Whoever else. Mosh. Who else? Skiller, do you know what's going on? Who knows what's going on? Sir Jules Staker.
What's up with eggs and pets? I want to know.
Yes. Because I'm looking through there and I just don't get it. You got to tell us what's going on, Mosh. Tonight, I think it's tonight, right? They're doing something. And then I guess Boland's doing another interview tonight with Ethless. What is Ethless?
Send a link to Three Wolves and ask me? What? You're not even making sense, Mosh.
Oh, yeah. Three Wolves. Okay.
We're going to send the link to Three Wolves and then ask you what? Why would we ask you when he's on the video?
Probably saying, tell him.
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
All right. Three Wolves. Get on here, baby. Okay. Wowie just posted a tweet with some takeaways from Wisdom AMA if you want to take a look. I love it. Wowie, baby. We got to get Wowie on the channel, talk some more PvP.
Yeah.
I want to get Wowie on the channel just to talk about I want to talk about how to level heroes' stats. Like, let's revisit that. Good. What are the best stats to level up on all the heroes? Mosh.
What's up, guys?
Baby.
What up?
Ogre, Grady.
Yeah.
What's up, fam?
Baby.
Man, I was so jealous of you guys fucking cruising the expedition down in freaking Denver. I was like, man, I need to be shoddy in that fucking truck, man.
Next year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Grady, you're confused with egg cracks, huh?
Yeah. What's going on there?
Have you ever watched a card opening or heard of those card openings on like eBay where they do sports card openings, like Magic card openings, Pokemon, and you can bid on slots. So you're, instead of purchasing like a whole case or multiple cases to try to get the card you want or the player you want or whatever, what this is it's kind of in the card cracking box opening type deal that's been going on for a long time. It's very popular, and it's with pets. So instead of bidding on these slots, me and Three Wolves have gone through with all of the gray eggs, and we've created these slots. Some of them are pet packs, some of them are individual mythic pets, some are like all uncommon, common, odd pool backgrounds of like the Inner Grove. And so what you do is you go through there and you can purchase these slots, right? And they're all relatively reasonably priced. You can get a shot at a mythic pet for 350 crystal. And anybody that's hatched eggs knows what you got to do to like get in there and get what you want. To hatch 100 eggs is pretty darn expensive to do with the mats, the eggs, and the fee for crystal.
Yeah.
So this is a way to kind of get the entire community engaged. You can go and purchase some slots. Mosh is going to open up 100 eggs. And if any of your slots hit, you get. So if you pick like a Mythic Cerberus, for example, right? Okay. Then the Mythic Cerberus gets hatched within that 100 hatch. That's your Mythic Cerberus. If 2 get hatched in that time, you get both of them for that slot. Oh. So there's all different kinds of slots on there. If you go down, you can see the legendary packs. It says direwolves, right? That's all 4 variants, all gray egg direwolves. So in that 100 hatching, if I were to hatch like an emerald direwolf, a direwolf of renewal, a spectral direwolf, a shadow direwolf, those all are legendary direwolves. You'd get all of them. Or if I got 3 emerald direwolves, you'd get all of them for that slot. And as you go further down, there's uncommon and common pets. There's odd pool slots. So that's any roll that comes out in those. So there's different value. There's a flavor and size for everybody. We did it in a way that we only have to get 80% of the slots filled for break even, basically. And we're really just trying to rally the community, get everybody. I've had so many people ask me if I would hatch eggs for them. Like, can you hatch eggs for me? If I send you the mats and stuff, can I have, this is kind of a way for the community to get involved, have some fun with it.
I see. So I can pay you 350 crystal. And
well, the way it works is you drop your slot number and your 0x in the egg cracks channel in Mythic Squad server, right? And we are updating this list here. And what's going to happen so that we don't get a rush of DMs, we're reaching out individually. So you have 24 hours to pay for your slots once you've claimed them in the egg cracks channel. Three Wolves will reach out. He's going to be basically the pseudo accountant on all of this. He's retired. I have kids. It's hard for me to do all that stuff. So he's able to do that.
Detailed guy.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing something like this for some time. And Three Wolves is just, if you know him in game, he's just kind of like a mastermind of everything. And so me and him were bouncing things off each other, and he had this great idea of kind of like a box opening type deal, and this is what that vision turned into.
So a question. Can only one person get each one of these slots?
Yep, the slot is gone as soon as it's claimed. So you're not going to be fighting people for these slots. So anything you see grayed out on the latest updated portion that we sent, I think we're at about 75% of all slots have been claimed so far. I think there's only one Mythic left. There's some good ones in there though.
Well, look at the bottom. Bulk Highlands Wealth, that's still there.
Yep, that's a black Highlands Wealth. That's an odd pool Highlands Wealth there.
Plus this wealth.
Gyron Wealth, it might be gone now. You have to double check, but these have been updating live as you go through there. We expected it would probably take 3 or 4 days to get close to selling out. And I believe we reached like 60 or 70% within the first 3 hours. So good response.
If it doesn't show up and like somebody doesn't, like, let's say somebody buys the Golden Wolf pup there and nothing's.
So we thought about all these. So there's going to be some winners and there's going to be some losers. That's just the way these things work. But we also have consolation raffles for anybody that participated. So anybody that's participated, purchased a slot, doesn't get their slot or doesn't receive a pet from their slot, it wasn't hatched, they get put into a raffle. We're giving away legendary pets. I think 3 or 4 of them on top of the slots. So they're pets that we already have that we're putting up for raffle as well, so that everybody has a chance to win something. I saw many players kind of just sprinkling through so that they get like 3 or 4 of them so that they have better odds of getting it. But the mass there, you can go look. I've hatched over 3,000 eggs. I'm at a little over 3% Mythic. So that says that there should be between 2 and 3 Mythics in the egg cracking event with the 100 egg hatches. And I promise you, I've been getting the rugs out of the way here before the hatching event. I've been still hatching and get it. It should be fun. I hope it's something that gets the community engaged. When we go on stream, I've already asked Grady to come on stream with us for the event with Three Wolves and Starbuck and the Beef. If you're around Ogre, you can come on too, man. But what we're going to do is I think we're going to film it in Mythic Mayhem so that everybody that's involved can come hang out. It'll be a fun chat to be a part of as the hatching proceeds. People are going to be winning and getting excited. People are going to be nervous. It's sure to be an epic time. I won't take up any more of your time, but it's a really cool thing, and I'm proud of Three Wolves and myself for putting it together, man. I think it's going to be really cool.
No worries. Thanks for jumping on here. A question that came up: when are you guys actually doing this? When are you doing the drawing and all that?
So we didn't put any actual hard set in dates because we didn't know how the response was going to be. We put the rules together. We released the rules before the slot chart, and it stipulates that it has to reach an 80% buyout of the slots in order for us to proceed. If for some reason it didn't make it to the 80, which we're on the precipice right now in the first 4 hours of already passing that up, so I believe it's a go. It will probably be scheduled within 1 to 3 days. We want to make sure that everybody that's involved in it can do it, but it's going to be imminent. It's probably, I'd say, if it's not by the end of the weekend, it's going to be early next week when we go live with the live stream. We'll give ourselves about 24 hours to promote the stream, get it out there on the socials, and get everybody notified that it's happening. And then everybody can kind of plan to watch, because people are from all over the world. So some people will be able to tune in. Some people might not be able to, but it's going to be fun, man. We're going to have a blast. And we're going to be giving away eggs and other stuff during this stream for people in the live chat. It's going to be a good time.
I love it. Dude, I love you. I love you. You can stay on as long as you want, by the way.
I'll stay on a little bit. You guys keep chatting, man. I got to run to the grocery store and do grown-up shit.
yeah, you're good. You can stay. But that's all I needed. So I need to hit up 3 Wolves for this.
Yeah, 3 Wolves has got all it. And if you go to the egg cracks, I know, Grady, you like to skim over things, but if you read that little rule set, it's easily digestible. Read it while you're looking at the slot chart.
I tried.
It's pinned to the channel, the rules.
I read all the pin, and I don't know what the deal is.
Have you not ever seen a box opening?
So here's a question. Well, he's thinking about whether he's ever seen a box open before. A pair of shoes. So do I get all the black Garen Whelps? Like, if you summon 5 of them, do I get all of them?
Absolutely. So that's the thing. I've been known to do that. I've hit back-to-back Dreamstone Direwolves before. I've hit back-to-back Senrio's Light Phase before. It happens when you hatch this many eggs. So if for some reason somebody, there's 2 Senrio Light Phase that hit, whoever has that slot gets 2 Mythics for 350 crystal.
And if you went with the common, you might end up getting like freaking 120 of them.
Yeah, well, 100 hatches, but yeah, I get what you're throwing down there. Yeah, so if you go with like the Wolf Pup or the Axolotl or whatever it is, the commons, you get all of them. So it's not just one. So you're putting up 100 crystal for that slot, but more than likely you're going to get a handful, maybe more of those pets for that. So it's a win. I mean, there's some risk involved. There's definitely a little bit of risk involved, but there's ways that you can kind of hedge your bet. And here's the deal. Like, if anybody's gone out and hatched eggs, you know the frustration with hatching eggs. Everybody wants a certain pet.
So much.
Yeah. You have to go through your fair share of rugs and stuff like that. And if you're going for a particular pet, that's very expensive. So this is a way to pick your pet, a minimal, upfront freaking cost for you. And it's a game. So it's not a guarantee, but
might not.
I am hatching, so there's a chance that you'll get a Mythic.
That's right. We got the Mosh's magic in action. And Ogre heard something a little different than what I heard from Hubert.
Oh yeah? What did you hear, Ogre?
Did you see the whole stream, Mosh?
I watched the first part on like 1.5. A little distracted, and then I got into the live chat with you.
So Grady seems to have heard and be of the impression that there's nothing you can do to change the odds of hatching or summoning.
He told me the same.
I heard it was that Hubert very carefully told him what he wanted to hear without being exclusive. I.e., like, at the end was like, do what you want to do, man. If you don't think it's going to do anything, then don't do anything. But nah, like, I did not ever hear him say no, flat out, like, period. There's no way to improve your chances of getting Mythic when something.
Hey man, everybody has their own little ritual, and I've been hatching eggs long enough that I've been told that it's just math, but I've tried a bunch of different ways, and when it's dry and you go throw a quick little batch out, good things happen, baby. Good things happen.
I mean, quantum physics is also just math, but you don't understand that either. I mean, maybe just by believing in the power of the Mosh.
Manifestation is a powerful drug, man.
Right there.
The power of the Mosh.
The Mosh is strong with this one.
Yeah, no. So me and Three Wolves are real excited about it. It's going to be a good time.
I love it, man. And then yeah, I saw the Discord blowing up and everything, and it's like 70% full in the 3 hours. And
yeah, Three Wolves and I were talking beforehand, and he was like, "Man, how long do you think it's going to take to fill up?" And he was like, "Well, I think maybe like a week it would probably fill up." And we were really meticulous with the pricing of the slots, and obviously we wanted to make it so we weren't losing money doing something like this. And it
yeah,
covers a little bit of the tax implications for myself when my 0x is firing on all cylinders like that, sending pets all over the place.
yeah,
But it's really to just keep the fun going. We hope
yeah,
this one works out really well so that we can present the blue eggs here next and make it a thing where it's always there. So it'll be fun.
man.
So I definitely
And
don't
then
want to make
also,
it a thing, but I wouldn't mind on occasion doing something similar with hero summons. I've
Yeah,
got a
that's
few
something.
tiers.
That's a very good idea. Talk to me, Ogre, because we were talking about that a little bit on the back end too, on how we can do something like this with heroes. And I think it would. It's a little more difficult with the heroes because you're just not quite sure. There's less variants of the different kinds of heroes that you can get. But maybe
Right.
if you did a number slotted thing, and had certain number of rarities of certain classes or something like that, that you might be able to come up with something. It's going to take some work for sure, but that's a cool idea. Something that we mulled over, but
Maybe we just do like 10 summons, and then I mean you have to pick the class, subclass, and rarity.
yeah, there's lots of
Right.
different possibilities of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's, and that's the kind of thing that we're trying to do as Mythic Squad and individuals in the game is we understand that marketing is not something that DeFi Kingdoms, the team, is able to really put a whole bunch of time and resources into right now. They're in build mode, their heads are down, they're grinding, and we're just all trying to do our part. Not like it's our responsibility, but we love the game. We want the game to succeed. And that's kind of been our mantra from the very get-go is win together and build each other up, build everybody up around you. And that's really been the whole line of thinking the entire time behind it as well.
Hell yeah, our community's been awesome about that.
Yeah.
And the only thing I would challenge in there is you saying it's not our responsibility. Technically, you're right. Like that's the Web 2 game, Web 2 business way of thinking. It's not our.
When I say that, no,
I understand what you're saying. I just want to clarify
to
for
say
everybody
we're
else.
not being paid for it,
Right. But like in my mind, if we want to succeed in Web 3 and we want these projects to succeed, like we do have to get involved because that's what
Absolutely.
decentralization is, right? Doing exactly what you guys are doing, and I love you for it. I know it's what you meant. So like it was just
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're smarter than me, Ogre. It's okay, man.
no, I'm good with words. That's all.
Yeah. No, it's
a raving idiot and a lunatic.
if you are a community member, you do take on that responsibility. If you're active in the community, and it's infectious, dude. It brought us through the bear. I'm convinced of it. This
100%.
community and its participants and the things that they were doing. I mean, I was getting ridiculed for doing all these giveaways in the very bottom of the bear market for these pets. My DMs would get full, like, why are you trying to shill, your bags, and you're doing this, you're doing that. I'm saying, no, man. I want to play this game. Like the vision that they've laid out for us and got me all hyped about. I want to see it come to fruition, and I'm going to do everything I can to help that happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you will help it get there. You already are. And I mean, what most of those people don't understand that we're giving you a hard time is that it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a week or a month. Like it takes a few years to build something solid,
Absolutely,
to
man.
build something real. And they're just mad because they're down, right? This is something we see every bear market.
Yeah, everybody's down.
Anybody who's been in for a few cycles, like especially after the bear markets, like several months in, everybody's just angry and looking for somebody to blame and point a finger at. And, you're the reason I have no money. No, you're the reason, you dumbass. It's a bear market. You didn't capture your gains before we flipped from bull to bear. and now you've seen all those big numbers turn into little numbers, and you're angry.
And it's understandable when you're in DeFi and a GameFi project like this. There's the gamers, there's the investors. You know, there's different like factions of players that are involved in the game. And one thing that I've always tried to preach is in anything crypto related or finance related, like the whole point is to take profits. The whole point is to be profitable, right? Like that's why we're in DeFi. You know what I mean? So I am a big believer in taking profits and all along the way, because if you take profits in the bear, you're going to know how to take profits in the bull. It's something that you have to really muscle memory teach yourself to do, because everybody wants to stay on the ride all the way to the top. You know what I mean? But that's not something that is done very often. You know what I mean? You have to take your wins.
Token while we're talking.
Yeah. Because the market took a big hit today. What's going on there? I guess Fed Chair Powell, or like New York.
Somebody said something, right?
Yeah, they dropped a lawsuit against Tether, or I guess KuCoin. I'm sorry, saying that they're listing unregistered securities and listing Ethereum as an unregistered security. Like, it's an international company that they have no authority over whatsoever. Like, the whole thing is absolutely,
it's a power move, man. Yeah, it's
like, they called Ethereum a security. New York, whatever. Yeah. It's New York saying that.
Well, it's all just fear mongering and them trying to manipulate the market, because they've already basically said that, what was it? It was like the judge's position with Library, wasn't it, that the initial ICO was definitely a security, but at that point it was decentralized enough not to be a security. So you know that the Ethereum is going to be the same way. Like 99% of these coins would fall into that same category, unless they're doing like a rolling sale of them or something crazy.
All that happened in the early days. Like, you could have had this argument at the very beginning of all these tokens, but now that they've been traded on central exchanges and peer-to-peer and everything else, like it no longer applies. You know, it's
all it means is the foundation is going to catch a fine. Can they pay that fine and keep going? Can they afford to pay?
Exactly.
If they can, nothing changes. And now you've got the green light, because it was a security, but now it's not. Cha-ching, game on.
Yeah, and it's very day to day in this industry, man. Something that you think you know one day, the next day you're like, what?
So of it is manipulation. 2 days from now, we're gonna find out how KuCoin goes away.
Yeah. They're the big players behind the scenes. It needs regulation in some aspect, for sure. There needs to be some sort of common ground for everybody there. It seems like right now everybody's got their hand in the cookie jar, and they're all fighting over it. You know what I mean? All these different freaking authorities and shit. It gets very tiresome.
It is ridiculous. Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. And honestly, I think it's more just posturing and fear mongering than anything. Like you said.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just silliness. It's probably like, because KuCoin, IRS went up to KuCoin and said, "Hey, we want these people's tax information." KuCoin said, "Fuck you." And so now they're doing this. Like, and it's all just political and not even real, just dumb fun.
Yeah, they're trying to strong arm them into giving them what they want, and if they don't, this is the ramifications of that, for sure.
I'm not saying that's what's happening, but I could totally see a situation like that.
You don't have to say it. I'll say it, man. I'll say that's happening. For sure.
I love you guys. So this question here, there's been a lot of chatter going on Twitter. So Sandwich Punch, Baby Punch, Bloater Punch, some other guys, some devs over a year ago or a year and a half ago started working on their own crypto project. And so
which let me clarify something here too.
Yeah.
is a very common thing in Web3. Okay. Some of the best projects have been born out of other projects. It's not to take anything away from their original project. They learned lots of things. A lot of them are still involved in the community. Um, I think when you have something like you're invested in something like DeFi Kingdoms and you've been through a bear and all the FUD and everything like that, you hold it very close. You try to protect it. And I understand that sentiment. And I've gotten DMs on both sides of Dragon's Crossing, for it, against it, and all that stuff. And what I just try to convey to people is think of it from their paradigm, right? They were very much invested and part of the DeFi Kingdoms team and community, and went through the bear. They also lost a bunch of money. DeFi Kingdoms had to make some difficult choices, minimize the team, cut back in certain areas. So there were some hurt feelings. It's just natural. There's going to be some hurt feelings, but I think that the core group of Dragon's Crossing group came out of it pretty good, within terms of like the relationships with the DeFi Kingdoms team, the DeFi Kingdoms community itself. I don't think there's any ill will at all. There, you know,
right? I mean, because they're not even out yet. We don't even know what's going on. So who knows? Like maybe they're teaming up with DeFi Kingdoms and they're going to have some sort of integration or cross pollination.
Or who knows? Like, they could be on DFK chain. We just don't know. Like, I don't know enough to promote it one way or the other. I think
I know that they at least talked about it. I know that much because when we were at Wisdom Gaming, Roland had a long conversation with them. So,
I'm a proponent of free and
Mosh is rugging, I think.
Can you hear me?
I heard that.
You're back.
You were like,
there you are.
Okay. Anyways, I think the community has reacted a certain way. I don't know that it's completely split, but I think people just need to know more and kind of step outside of their view of things and realize. I'll tell you for certain, if I was part of a team like DeFi Kingdoms creating that, and there were some hard choices, and I was let go, I wouldn't stop creating. You know what I mean? Like I would try to take what I learned and create something great too, and just keep grinding. And so I respect all of them for doing what they did and creating this, and we'll see what it is when it's actually released. I'm really eager to see how the community reacts in the town hall that they're going to be having. I think that's going to be crucial. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any real beliefs or strong opinions one way or the other yet, just because I don't know enough about it. I think it's an awesome thing, and I'm super proud of all those guys and gals for putting it together and grinding hard and doing it. I'm excited to see what comes from it, and I hope the community can see that too, and not just look at it as a slight or a threat to DeFi Kingdoms, because DeFi Kingdoms is in a whole nother realm. It's been being built for so long. It's got partnerships. It's light years ahead and different and in its own little category. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's going to be getting built for years, right?
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
I mean, why not have 2 or 3 games to play so that while this game is on like a development stream and nothing's happening for 3 weeks, this game over here just updated, so we got something fun to do while we wait for that one. You know what I mean? It
absolutely.
Makes sense. Brady's been trying to talk, and we're both like talkers. What
I know, Brady.
I'm loving it. No, Ogre, what else? Ogre, go ahead. Share some more thoughts. Go. Do you have anything else?
I don't know, man. I'm thinking that whatever you're drinking is making me kind of thirsty, and I need to go find a beverage.
Go find it. Go find it. Yeah. So, couple things. I guess there's a town hall tomorrow, right? Town hall tomorrow. Okay. And so we're going to get to find out more about the game, what's going on there. But I do know this much. So first of all, like one of their early launch tweets, it said, this isn't a DEX pretending to be a game or something like that, right? Okay. So that made a lot of people feel like they were coming at.
Yeah, they were gaslighting DeFi Kingdoms. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe they could have used a better choice of words there, right? But with that being said, I think it's pretty obvious that they're not intentionally trying to dog DeFi Kingdoms in that, because as we saw last night, Brown Gent did a stream. He's still as invested in the game as he's ever been. Right?
Oh, I can confirm that based off of my conversations with BG. He's
right.
DeFi Kingdoms all the way, baby.
Right. And you guys are working on stuff together for DeFi Kingdoms, okay? And I'll help you guys.
If you think about it, it was kind of brilliant marketing. Say something that kind of sounds a little bit slanderous, so everybody goes, "Whoa!" and starts talking about it. It's like, nah, yo, we're just kidding. What's up? By the way, we're Dragons Crossing. We're part of the community now. Hope y'all enjoy it. Like, not a genius.
So a lot of the accusations where I know that you meant DeFi Kingdoms. It was obvious you meant DeFi Kingdoms, and now you're backtracking that statement. But are they really that dumb to purposefully shoot at DeFi Kingdoms and FUD their own?
I think that would be doing themselves a disservice if that was the case. I don't think they meant any intent towards DeFi Kingdoms. Now, they maybe didn't think it out enough to realize that people would automatically put that on DeFi Kingdoms because of their past relationships with DeFi Kingdoms. But there's a lot of games,
their whole community,
a lot of other projects that could be, put towards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no.
I think
it's hard rolling out anything,
man. A joke, and it just got taken out of context, and people got upset about it because we're in the bear market and people are already defensive. They're like, "Whoa, why are you fudding us, bro?" When it was just supposed to be a funny haha, and people got butthurt. Like, that's the way I see it. I'm hoping, anyways. Like, I haven't spoken to them directly. That's happening later tonight. But that's kind of just from looking around and what I know about the people. Like, they're definitely. It's not like they're out of DeFi Kingdoms. Every single person in that project is involved in DeFi Kingdoms, if I'm not mistaken, right? So why would they be flooding DeFi Kingdoms and trying to bash it? Like, that just makes no sense.
Well, and it doesn't make any sense either, because if you look at their marketing and stuff like that, they've reached out and really they're piggybacking the DeFi Kingdoms community to get the Dragons Crossing name out there, which is not an uncommon thing to do, and it looks like it's something that may have been not necessarily not thought out enough, but you have to be very careful with the words you say. You have to be impeccable with your words when you're doing these social media posts, because it takes just a second for somebody to clip them, whether you keep them up or not. Especially when you're branding a new project or trying to promote a new project. I think that is a crucial thing that a lot of people are just in a rush to get the marketing out. Not saying that was the case with Dragons Crossing or anything like that, but they get excited, they start posting. Not everything's run by the team. There could be little instances where things could be taken out of context there. So it's a slippery slope when you launch anything in business, whether it's a gaming project or an insurance sales company or whatever. I mean, your forward-facing people, the people that are out there marketing, are a direct reflection on your company and everything. Anything could be taken out of context. So you got to just go into it knowing that that's probably going to happen, and you have to have a plan to combat that and alleviate those worries as you go forward. I think they're doing a great job so far with the way that everything was rolled out, and there was some pushback, but they did a good job of addressing it. I think this town hall is going to go a long ways to kind of alleviating some of the worries of some of the community.
Right. So. Yeah. And so Sandwich Punch just tweeted this out. So look at how extensive this is. Okay. He just, like yesterday or 2 days ago, tweeted out a full-blown beginner's guide to DeFi Kingdoms, how to start playing. Okay.
Yeah,
look how much, like, the amount of time he put into this, from setting up a menu, setting up DFK chain, setting up Clayton chain on MetaMask, getting gas to your wallet. What can you do right now? He lays it all out there. All of it. Look at that. Okay, and it's detailed. So we know that. So to answer your question here, Coin Wizard, he wasn't ever on staff, but he was a knight, and he still is a knight, 100%. Like Bolin insisted keeping him on the team, and Bolin is supportive. Everything I've heard from the DFK team is that he's totally supportive. It's all good. And so my takeaway from this is that Bloater Punch, Sandwich Punch, and Baby Punch, just they're visionaries. They had a vision. They wanted to start their own project. Then that we're talking between a year and a half ago. Okay. So this is way before, shit hit the fan with DeFi Kingdoms. This is when DeFi Kingdoms was in its heyday. Okay.
Yeah.
When they started. All right. So they just had a vision. They didn't want to be a DEX. They just want to be a game that's fun to play. And they want to launch the game on day one, ready to play. That's their vision. That's what drove him. That was his why. Okay. He had a why. He had a drive, and he did it. Okay. And so all this backlash we're seeing against the team, against this project, is just like, wow. It's absolute. Yeah.
I got a jam.
What?
I got a jam. I got to jump off.
Oh, okay. You're good. I do too, but you're good.
Never being so sudden. I've been trying to say for a couple minutes, but there's so much conversation. I didn't want to break in. It's been a great conversation.
No worries. Come check out Mythic Squad server, or Ogre. I got some stuff for you, man. Come in there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, are you streaming later tonight?
Yeah, we go live 8:30 Pacific Standard Time.
8:30?
Yep.
Every
Thursday, 8:30.
Damn it. That's usually like my freaking gaming time. I'm usually in my clan freaking Call of Duty it up.
Clan it up, game it, and have us in the background, man. Yeah. Get a good laugh.
And I have to get like 3 different computers going with 3 different Discord accounts, so you need multiple VCs at the same time.
I believe in you, Ogre. Yeah. I believe in you, man. You can do it.
I love it, Ogre. Okay, we'll catch up, Ogre. We'll see you, man.
Great hanging out, yo. You guys have fun. Don't keep them up too late.
Yeah, no, we won't. We won't. All right. Okay.
Amazing community.
Yes, Ogre. I love you, man. Peace. Okay, so I totally agree with you, Kong. I did. My heart sunk to my stomach when I saw that tweet, and Skiller made a gracious comment. Like Skiller was good. He didn't just blast him away. Like Skiller was like, who are you talking about? Or something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, are they just going to come out and dog on DeFi Kingdoms? Like that? Like, what are they? Because I had that same vibe, right? But then their response, they sent out like 20 responses. And Sandwich Punch did a phenomenal job clarifying that, and I believe him to be sincere. I don't see why they wouldn't be sincere. He still is a knight. He's still putting out all this. Can you guys imagine all the blood, sweat, and tears that Sandwich Punch has put in?
I can absolutely relate to Sandwich Punch, Bloater Punch, and those guys. When I got into DeFi Kingdoms and started building my profile and name, I got invites to other guilds and stuff like that. And they were awesome guilds, and what they were doing was amazing, and I would have loved to be a part of it. But in my heart of hearts, I had to go out and bet on myself and build something that I was a part of building, and that is what filled my tank. You know what I mean? That's what got me going. That's what kept me involved in DeFi Kingdoms and stuff like that. And you can say the same thing about Sandwich Punch and Bloater Punch and Baby Punch and all the other people in there.
Yeah,
it was an opportunity for them to go out and create something that was truly theirs, their vision, their thing. And you can't knock somebody for grinding and going out there and doing that. Now there is etiquette and different things and marketing and stuff like that,
Right.
that are sticky situations, but that's going to happen. That's inevitable in any launch of any project, period.
Yeah.
You know, people are going to decide that it's how they respond to it that will really determine the success of Dragon's Crossing for sure.
Right. And it's easy to throw stones, you know, at people for making a mistake. Like that tweet could have been worded better.
It could have been, probably should have been, but it's over now.
Right. But then, you know, I thought Sandwich Punch like went in great detail. Like,
yeah, he knocked it out of the park.
About how, you know, in Sandwich Punch's mind, DeFi, they were obviously in his mind not talking about DeFi Kingdoms at all. So they definitely have. So with this project, when I'm talking to Baby Punch, okay, and I haven't talked Sandwich Punch yet, but I talked to Brown Gent twice on it extensively. Okay, I still want to get a better, you know, sense of the game. I think they're showing that maybe in the town hall. I don't know. Is that what they're doing tomorrow?
I hope so.
Okay. So, and then I want to get him on the channel, you know, and pin him down like a butterfly on a killing board, baby.
Yeah.
But
Mythic Squad's got Sandwich Punch and Bloater Punch nailed down for next week, I believe. So we wanted to wait until after the town hall and after the initial press release and everything. Yeah. And we have some questions for them, and we can't wait to chat with them and see what's going on for sure.
Yeah. So, you know,
I want you to pin them down there too, baby.
You're gonna pin them down, baby. No. We're gonna
pin them down.
From everything I can see, they are trying to be the most above board, honest, ethical, awesome project. You know, right? And so put yourself in their shoes. If you were in their shoes, okay, and you've just spent a year to a year and a half of your time in which they have not gotten paid a dime, by the way. They have not paid themselves at all. Only the devs. There's apparently, I think, 3 devs and like maybe a couple artists and a musician or something. Okay. The people that are cranking these out and doing the work, they are getting paid, but not Baby Punch, Sandwich Punch, Bloater Punch, Brown Gent, whoever else. They're not getting paid. Okay. Not yet. I don't. Well, we can clarify that some more too. Yeah. But everything I can see, totally phenomenal, legit, above board vision. So one thing that the reason why I'm bringing a lot of this up here is that it's so important as a DeFi Kingdoms community to not go out on Twitter and make an absolute ass of yourself. Like, so first of all, don't go on Twitter representing DeFi Kingdoms and start dogging on other projects. Like, it's
not a good look.
No, like who's ever going to want to come join our weird community that does that if we're doing that?
And that's not what this community is known for. Not anymore anyways. Maybe at one point there was a lot of that, but the bear market should have and did weed out a lot of that. Right. But yeah, you're known for what you put out there. So be impeccable with your words and be careful. Tread lightly, man.
Right. And so it's nothing wrong to ask questions and even maybe be a little turned off by it. Like I thought Skiller, like he said he came at him or something. Not really. Skiller was just like,
he just asked straight up. And he's a black and white fella, dude. Yeah. He's like, hold on, let me clarify something. I love Skiller.
I know. Skiller, man. I love you guys. So because even with the weight token, by the way, like with the next crypto gem, okay. Mm-hmm. And I had this weight token pulled up. All right. Anyways, who knows where it went? Okay, there it is. Golly, look at that. So George is talking about this thing, but he's not disclosing what the token is. But we know that it's this token. Okay. As people have slowly put two and two together, that's why this coin has just like been crazy.
It's been exploding, huh?
Oh my gosh. And yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. But it's going to be, so I'm hoping and praying that DeFi Kingdoms is going to make it on this show, on this TV show that's going to be viewed by at a minimum of hundreds of thousands of people at a minimum. Okay.
And
all of
a bunch of different countries.
Yeah. At least all of Georgia's crowd that watches them every day, 100,000 views a day, at least. And then
at least.
Yeah, because he does 2 videos that each get 60 to 80,000 views. Sometimes actually 100,000 every once in a while. Okay. All their followers are going to watch this, and all the partnerships and stuff they've got going on. So that was one thing I did when I was in Denver. I had a good long talk with Jet, man, with Jet, the co-founder producer of this TV show. And he's just so pumped about it. So many bullish things. And so, but when I posted about this, people were just dogging it, man. People were making fun of the show, just talking straight out of their ASS.
You know what? Yeah, that's exactly what it was, because they didn't know anything about it. And this is no disrespect to those people. But seriously, like, do a little bit of research before you put yourself out there on a platform and start yelling stuff at the top of your lungs. You know, I mean, I guess you could go change your profile name and become somebody else on Twitter if that ruins you. but come on, man.
Right.
Like, yeah.
And so then Jet was hitting me up like, Grady, what's the deal with the DeFi Kingdoms community? He was so weirded out by all that. We were the only community, by the way, that did that. Like,
I'm
period.
Sure.
Okay. So it's like, that was the first time I said that I was embarrassed. Like, it was weird. I was having to like apologize for the DeFi Kingdoms community.
You didn't see it coming, huh?
No, first time I'd ever dealt with that.
Yeah.
And so that was weird. But then we see all this going on now with this project, and it's like, I'm just like, oh my gosh. So one thing, like I was wanting to, Ogre could probably chime in, because Ogre's involved in all different kinds of communities, right?
Yeah.
He was there. He wasn't wearing a DeFi Kingdom shirt. He was wearing an Undead Block shirt. That was the game we were talking about earlier, a different game. So, and we're going to get them on the channel. Now, am I going to always, like, DeFi Kingdoms is always my fan? Like, yeah, of course. Like, this is my base. But we never want to be exclusive, and like, you know,
it limits you. Like, do you want to put shackles on yourself? You want to limit the possibilities of how you can grow financially and in this industry? No, you don't. Like, I would never have found DeFi Kingdoms if I had a closed mind. Like, I would not have found DeFi Kingdoms if I didn't have an open mind and do my own research. Really, that's what it comes back to. Do your own research, you know, don't believe what everybody is saying. Like, dig into the white papers, dig into that stuff. I mean, you're going to invest your hard-earned money into a project. Do some research, man. You know what I mean? It's on each of us individually is ultimately what it is.
Yeah. And so, right. And especially never get out there and say something without having done your research.
Yeah. Silly. It's really silly to do that.
And really, just the rule, if you don't have anything good to say, just don't say it at all. Is it good for us to have higher standards, you know, than what we see out there?
Sure.
Of course. That's good. But don't voice it, you know, like, put ourselves as holier than thou. It just comes off so bad. It's never going to help. It only hurts.
You're going to go a lot further in those instances. Yeah, when you ask questions, you're engaging. Look tell me what I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, show me where's the website I can go to look at this or whatever it may be. But I think it's silly, and it's one of my pet peeves when people just talk off the cusp and they don't actually have any sort of substance behind what they're saying.
Right.
It's a little bit irritating.
And so it's also like a core value to believe the best in people.
Yep.
And not be like, it's like you believe the best, you trust but verify. Okay.
There you go. Trust but verify.
Not like you have to trust anything. My trust goes like this deep. Okay. But verify, and then that trust then slowly grows. But as far as it's like literally it sabotages the DeFi Kingdoms project when people go out and do that.
Yeah. No, it's
awful. It's bad. So stop it. If you've got issues, you can go right to him and talk about it. And
absolutely,
after you do some research and things, it's okay to like post how you feel. Maybe that's one thing. If you do it in a thoughtful way, like
thoughtful, professional manner. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, because especially, if something's not right and it needs to be said, I don't feel right about this. This isn't, that's different. That's one thing. Okay. Or even ask questions like, hey, what's the deal with this? That's fine. But some of this stuff that I read,
humans are very reactionary, man. Yeah.
Right.
They have socials too. In general, that stuff is thick on all socials, unfortunately.
Right. So like a guy like example for Doug Hype, okay, who's intertwined in all these 50 different ecosystems. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how Ogre does it. Being involved in all these. But Doug Hype was in their Mythic squad. He was at ETH Denver. By the end of the event, he was talking the most about DeFi Kingdoms.
I love it.
Right? And that's all just within the last week. All within the last week. He's been summoning. He hit the spell bow.
Oh, yeah. And that can tell you something there, too. He's involved in all these different communities, but you know what his perception of DeFi Kingdoms has been? Amazing. Like, he thinks that the community is insane. He's been in these servers. He's come into Mythic Squad. He thinks it's absolutely amazing, and he's seen a lot of communities. A lot of communities. So that's it just shows you that we do have a strong foundation. And like back to the Dragons Crossing thing, DeFi Kingdoms is just on a different level right now. It's not in competition with Dragons Crossing. They're not even in the same game. They're not even close to it. You know what I mean? Like it's different in general. To be perfectly honest, I never was a Magic or card game player, anything like that. That's what this is. It's a card game. Dragons Crossing. It's this tech. There's a flavor for everybody, and I think that when people start to learn more about it, so other projects, they'll start to learn that you don't have to be exclusive, 100% maxi and it's. I mean, you can believe that strongly in DeFi Kingdoms, but you don't have to knock other things because of it. Yeah.
Right.
Dude, yeah, absolutely.
Be a DeFi Kingdoms maxi all day, nothing wrong with that. But
absolutely. I'm a DeFi Kingdoms maxi. Don't get me wrong. I'm not in any other games right now. You know what I mean? Like, but it doesn't mean I'm not looking. I'm in other servers, other game servers, just to check it out and see what's going on and how that community is. But yeah, man, I'm all for the growth of Web3, period, man.
Yeah. Okay, we need to wrap up and go listen to the DeFi Kingdom stream. They're live right now.
Yeah, I gotta go. I love you, Grady. I'll talk to you later. Twitter Spaces is where that's at, right? Yep. Twitter Spaces is where the stream is.
Is it?
Yep.
I thought we were going to do it on YouTube. No?
I think they're doing it on both, but I think they're now going live on Twitter Spaces. That was announced in the AMA. You can tweet about DeFi Kingdoms and all this stuff while on there, so go on Twitter Spaces. So if you go onto Twitter Spaces and listen to it, you can tweet as the show's going on from there. So you can spread it, and it's pretty cool, Twitter Spaces. Yep.
Okay, I'm going to do it now. Any last thoughts?
All right. Last little plug. Go check out Mythic Squad server, Egg Cracks. We're about 75% full. It's going to be a great time. Check it out, man.
Yeah, baby. DeFi Kingdoms. There's not a project out there. Listen, guys, there's not a project out there that has a dreamer who left Goldman Sachs executive position, you know, freaking, you know, risk. What did he do?
Management.
Risk management for
he was
Goldman
risk
Sachs.
Management, baby.
There's not. They got.
He created the model.
They got Hubert. They got Frisky Fox. They got Wisdom Gaming. That's like
they got doctors.
Blowing. Mind
blowing.
No. All right. So all this stuff, nothing else is gonna like this little game coming out isn't gonna threaten anything. So it's like
no,
it's all good.
No.
I know some things. Things. It's coming. DeFi Kingdoms to the moon. It's coming, baby.
Let's go, baby. All right, guys. Come check out Mythic Squad tonight, 8:30 Pacific Standard Time.
Which is 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern. Yes.
Yep.
Love you.
Yep.
Love you guys. All right. Crypto, Grady, and Mosh and Ogre out.